Who won? We're here live, real time. I'm giving the fight to Dereck Chisora. We're here live, real time. We don't know who won. One of the best heavyweight fights I've seen in God knows how long.
115, 114 for Chisora. Howard Foster scores at 115, 113 for Whyte. Michael Alexander has it 115, 114 to the winner by split decision. Dillian,
I'm not happy with that decision. They hugged and embraced at the end of the fight. That's a good thing. I am not happy.
Huge, and the fight absolutely matches the expectations.
I mean, it all depends on what you were looking for, I guess. Because I'm the same guy who said that. I mean, listen, I know it's old, but I have to bring it up. I'm the same guy who said that Andre Ward beat Sergey Kovalev, but it turns out that I'm somewhat in the minority. Earlier today, I had Joseph Parker beating Andy Ruiz the same way somewhat people feel Andy Ruiz beat Joseph Parker. It's just that Dereck Chisora had another gear that we haven't seen in previous fights. Normally, he's known as a pressure fighter, power puncher that's just going to lumber towards you. But it was something about the will of not wanting to lose or be knocked out by Dillian Whyte, where he just the pressure was relentless until I would say from rounds 9, 10, 11, and 12, he was having to take off the first minute and a half or 2 minutes of the round, and then would fire back with a flurry the last minute or so. There were several times where you can count. There were several times where he hurt Dillian Whyte, and Dillian Whyte didn't hurt him so much. You saw a lot of fatigue from both fighters, but it was more evident in Dereck Chisora, in my opinion. Now, when you saw the fatigue in Dillian Whyte, it was mostly because he was on the ropes, just allowing Dereck Chisora just to go at him to the body. Now, I said that in the prediction video, in the preview video, is that one of these fighters, if they lose, their career will likely be over. But when you give a performance like that in one of the best heavyweight fights we've seen in God knows how long, you have to say, okay, all right, I would love to see a rematch. Or both of these fighters now from that fight, and it seems as though Dereck Chisora is somewhat, I guess you can say, reborn. But the thing is, he's got to fight like that every fight. But the problem is, if he goes against a much more seasoned fighter than a Dillian Whyte, then they'll probably knock Dereck Chisora out when he decides to take those times off, to get his energy up. So you could tell he was definitely trying to knock out Dillian Whyte, and they were both going up. They were trading hooks at one point in time. And with the build up for this fight, nobody thought that this fight would be as big as it is now. It's been a lot of buzz for this fight all week. The reason why I'm talking fast is because I want to see the post-fight interviews from both fighters, and no telling how long they're going to run. But the good thing is, both of the fighters, Dereck Chisora bit Dillian Whyte on the fleshy part of the titty. Dillian Whyte inadvertently or subliminally threatened Dereck Chisora's life. Dereck Chisora threw a table at Dillian Whyte, but it ended up landing on top of Eddie Hearn, Adam Smith, and what's his name? Mark Tibbs, son of Jimmy Tibbs. I've been doing some research, and it's just been like a lot of crazy shit going on. And I knew that one of these fights, this couldn't be a boring fight. It couldn't be a hug fest. And both of these fighters literally emptied their tanks to make sure that they would not get knocked out by each other, or that they were going to do their best to provide an entertaining fight, and that's what they did. Now, there was a couple of times during the final round where Dereck Chisora hit Dillian Whyte with a right hook to the body, and it seemed one time it spun him around, but then Dillian Whyte said he wasn't hurt. But you got to think it's the end of the fight. They were both gassed out, so I'm pretty much sure he felt that. Then there was another time where he hit him, and Dillian Whyte literally went inside the ropes. And I noticed that the right hook of Dereck Chisora was the right hook to the body was very, very accurate. The thing about Dillian Whyte is his jab was and if you fight Dereck Chisora, you wanna jab him. You know, because he's got that high guard and he tends to lumber towards you without too much head movement. So you got to get that jab in through that guard. And it seems as though the jab was very accurate, you know? So, in my opinion, from the aggression, even though later on in the fight, Dereck Chisora was taking off too much time, you know, in the round, I really feel he did just enough to win. But I'm not upset with that decision, you know. It was a close fight, and these close fights, they can go either way. Remember, judges score fights different ways. There's some judges that may go for the aggressor. There's some judges that may go for the clean, effective, what is that? My bad, I'm doing other shit. There's certain judges that may go for the clean, effective punches. Where's the post-fight interviews? I noticed that they haven't been doing post-fight interviews. I guess because the show is running late, I guess. But I wanted to hear from Dillian Whyte, and I wanted to hear from Dereck Chisora. I guess I got to go check it out on IFL. Well, anyway, Anthony Joshua versus Eric Molina is starting. About an hour after this video, I'm going to be doing a live stream where we're going to talk about everything in detail. Please subscribe. All the links to my social media right down below in the description box. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.